everyone. Today for my Think Aloud, I'm going to be using the book Endangered by Eliot Schrefer. And I want to apologize for the darkness in the video, the dark background. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny day, and the lights are on, so I'm not sure why it's so dark. If anyone has any ideas, please feel free to send me a message. But I'm going to model a Think Aloud I would do with a junior high classroom on this book, just beginning the book with them. So I'm going to start by thinking about the title and the front cover. And as a reader, the first thing I notice before I'm even reading the title is this beautiful ape here. And I notice his big, beautiful eyes just staring up and almost a look of sadness or desperation. And I notice the title is endangered, and I know that that word means a type of animal that is in danger of going extinct. So I'm just kind of making some predictions that this book is probably going to be about this ape that is going in danger, or this type of ape that's going in danger. And when I open up the book, on the very second page, before we even get into the first chapter, I see a picture of a map here. And it says, note, throughout this book, Congo refers to the Democratic Republic of Congo, the country formerly known as Zaire, not neighboring Congo Brazzaville. And for me as a reader, whenever I find out that a book is going to be taking place in a real part of the world, I like to look that up. I'm not very good with geography, so it helps me to kind of place it in my mind where the story is taking place. And so I have here a map of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and I can see that it is smack dab in the middle of Africa, and that the equator runs straight through the middle. And so just kind of using some of my background knowledge here, I know that that means the climate is probably going to be very tropical. And I also, as a reader, sometimes like to just do a quick Google search on the country and see if there are any quick facts that might help to give me some background knowledge before I dive in. And a few things that I found out about the Democratic Republic of Congo is that in 1996, a civil war broke out, and their president of 32 years was he's no longer in charge, and it caused complete devastation for the country. And I also learned that the Democratic Republic of Congo is the home to the second largest rainforest, which might help to explain how this big, beautiful animal is going to tie into the story. So I'm going to begin reading here in Chapter 1. And Chapter 1, before I even get to it, it says Part 1, Auto. So this book is going to be in sections as well as chapters. And Chapter 1 starts with this adorable picture of this little baby ape. And I'm predicting that this is probably Otto. And I automatically know that this story is going to be pulling on my heartstrings because this story probably is going to have something to do with this little baby being in danger. So I'm going to begin reading, and right underneath 1 it says Kinshasa, the capital of Congo. So that's where this part of the story is taking place. Concrete can rot. It turns green and black before crumbling away. Maybe only people from Congo know that. There was a time I didn't notice that sort of thing. When I was a little girl living here, it was a country of year-round greenery, of birds streaming color across clear skies. Then, when I was 8, I left to live with my dad in America. Ever since then, coming back to spend summers with my mom meant descending into the muggy and dangerous back of nowhere. So, using some of the background knowledge that I gained when I did my quick Google search, I'm predicting that the story is taking place right on the cusp of when the wars broke out in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So I'm thinking that when this main character was a little girl and she was there, the country was a pleasant place to be, and the former leader was still in charge. And then it sounds like about the time she was 8, I'm predicting, is when the country broke out in war. The leader was no longer in charge, and the country was then a very depressed, devastating place to live. The fountain in downtown Kinshasa, which I'd once thought of as the height of glamour, now looked like a bowl of broth. And I can just see that a bowl of broth in my mind, just the murky yellow liquid, and I can just visualize that in a fountain that hasn't been running probably for years and no one's been tending to it. It says bullet holes had appeared up and down it, and no one I asked could remember who had put them there. When I looked closely, the pockmarks overlapped. The Democratic Republic of Congo, where even the bullet holes have bullet holes. And so before I go any further in this story, I'm thinking about this character, and I'm making some predictions about some of her qualities, and I'm also left with a lot of questions that I really want to have answered as I'm reading. And so some of the questions, or some of the predictions about her, the quality of this character, is that she must be pretty tough. It sounds like she lived in the Democratic Republic of Congo for some time, but then went back to America and then came back, and every time she comes back to visit, she is a part of this very depressed country with bullet holes, and I'm imagining how scary that must be. So to imagine that that's kind of her background, she must be pretty tough. And I'm also wondering what her mom is still doing there. I know as a mother, that would be very scary to have my daughter come visit me in an area like that. And if the dad is in America, it sounds like the mother maybe had a chance to go to America and chose not to. So it sounds like there's some really important reason why she is still there. And that's a big lingering question that I have that I'm hoping to have answered as I read. So I'm going to stop there. Just a little side note, this book was a story that Dr. Hale had us read in her adolescent literature class, and it is fantastic. It's one of my favorite reads that we did that semester. So if you haven't read it, I recommend it, Endangered by Elliot Schrefer. I hope you enjoyed my Think Aloud. Thank you very much.